Ever since humanity had mastered teleportation and space travel, students were trained in skills needed to survive on different planets. All the rich kids had their parents buy costly gear including shields, armor, weapons, while Sen walked the campus with absolutely no money, no strength, and no special help. To avoid the popular kids, Sen often buried his head in books. "Dude, you look like you would get your ass beat by a Girl Scout," was one of the most recent brutal insults he heard walking across campus to class. While Sen could handle the insults about his clothes and the way he carried himself, that was nothing compared to the awful things that his classmates were going to throw at him. "Hey Sen," said Brendan, the quarterback of the school's football team. "Is it true your dad killed himself?" "Don't talk about my dad, Brendan," Sen shot back. He always avoided talking about his father because of what had happened 10 years ago. "Come on, Sen," Brendan said as he got into Sen's face. "Make your move. You know you want to do it. I don't think you're man enough to stop me from talking smack about your whore mom or your absentee father." Sen knew Brendan was trying to bait him into fighting. "If I get into a fight with him, not only will he and his friends beat me up bad, but the school board will also favor him and let him off with just a slap on his wrists. Sen would lose his full-ride scholarship he worked so hard for and be thrown out of school. Then Sen had to graduate and earn a lot of money real fast to treat his sick mother and save his house, so he controlled himself and kept quiet. Getting rich was all Sen cared about, and there was an easy shortcut to do that too. In this world, people could teleport to the planet Titan and earn big bucks with ease. Except, Sen could never go there because of a promise he made to his mother 10 years ago. "Don't ever go to Titan, son, and don't let anyone know who your father is," Sen's sick mother said to him right after his father went missing. "Make me a promise. You will do everything it takes to be a powerful man here on Earth, but you will never go to planet Titan." Sen was a 9-year-old boy holding his sick mother in his arms. "I promise, Mom," Sen said as his voice choked. Sen wanted to become rich as fast as humanly possible, and Sen knew that the only way to do that was to go to Titan, a place he was forbidden from even thinking about. But every time Sen got humiliated or beaten up by a rich kid at school or on the street, his resolve to keep the promise he made to his mother wavered. "Mom, this is unfair. The rich keep getting richer by going to Titan while we are struggling every single day. I don't know what they do on Titan, but it sure as hell pays a lot. I want to go to Titan, Mom. It's the only way." "No, Sen, you promised me you would never go there." Sen was frustrated at the same response every time. "But why? Why can't I go there? Dad went there. And we were doing so well when Dad was around. All the parents of my friends go to Titan and they're all filthy rich. Why do you want to curse us to a life of mediocrity and compromise?" Sen's mother fought back tears as she tried to reason with her teenage son. "Sen, honey, your father went missing when he left us to go to Titan. I had pleaded with him to not return to that godforsaken planet, but he did not listen to me. We lost him. I lost my husband to that planet, and I will not lose my son too." But Sen couldn't make sense of why his mother chose to completely shut that part of their lives instead of trying to find his father. "Don't you want me to go there and look for Dad? Don't you want to find out what happened?" "I know what happened to your father, and I will not lose you to that planet, Sen. Nobody can know who your father is. There are people who will hurt you, so you are not going." That's the end of this conversation. Sen's family hardly ever had money ever since his father went missing, and through all these years, Sen's mother had not told him what happened with his father. How did his dad go missing? What happened to him at Titan, and why did Sen's mother ask him to stay away from Titan even at the cost of abject poverty? Sen put every waking hour toward improving the situation of his family. While his friends were rich brats who showed off their wealth, Sen was at his third job trying to make ends meet. When he wasn't working, Sen was studying his ass off to become successful, winning an academic scholarship to the prestigious City High so he could rub elbows with the sons and daughters of the most elite families in the city. Sen thought that through them, maybe he could find out more about how one can get to planet Titan. Except, all Sen found here was extreme bullying, embarrassment, and daily humiliation. But Sen controlled his frustration. Not every student wanted to torment Sen, though. That day, something unexpected happened. Thanks for helping me with the chemistry homework, Sen. One of the prettiest girls in the school took an interest in him. Sen couldn't believe that a beautiful girl like Emma wanted to talk to him. "You're so smart. I don't know how you remember everything. Do you want to go to the movies with me tonight?" Emma said with a flirty smile. "With me?" Sen asked, stunned that someone like Emma would even consider going out with him. "Yes," Emma replied, and then added, "You could come to my dorm after that." Sen was a good-looking guy, but he never thought any girl would ever look at him beyond his lack of money and his old clothes. At first, Emma and Sen's differences made them a cute couple. "Sen, try on this sweater I bought you," Emma said as she handed him an expensive V-neck cardigan she picked up at Saks Fifth Avenue. "It's really nice," Sen noted. "Thank you, but it's too expensive for me." "Just try it on for me, Sen," she said as she held the sweater up to Sen's chest. "You'd be so handsome if you let me clean you up a little." "I like the way I look, Emma," Sen tried to explain. "I know I'm not the coolest or richest, but I like modesty and simple living, and that's what I thought you liked about me." Emma tried her hardest to accept Sen for who he was, but his lack of resources caused some cracks in the relationship. "You never take me out anywhere nice, Sen," Emma pouted as her frustration with Sen was starting to test her patience. "I can't afford the places you want to go to right now. Plus, I don't want to give those kids another opportunity to throw me through a glass window, Emma," Sen said. "I don't know how much longer I can do this, Sen," she said. Every day, he felt Emma was pulling away from him, little by little. And the relentless bullying by other people was getting worse and worse. "Hey buddy," Billy acted like he didn't recognize Sen as he walked out of a stall in the bathroom. "Can you refill the toilet paper and maybe clean up some of the piss on the floor? I spilled a little." Billy had a crush on Emma and hated Sen. "Not funny, Billy." "Sen, sorry buddy, I didn't recognize you. I thought you were some cheap labor who was here to clean shit up." "Funny, Billy," Sen answered flatly. "If your daddy ever runs out of money for you to spend, you can always be a comedian." The savage dunking Sen's head got in the toilet bowl for that crack was almost worth it. Even Sen's usual sanctuaries from the abuse at school, like at his jobs, started to become places of misery. "You're a stock boy, Sen?" Billy had managed to find Sen at work, and stood under the ladder while Sen stocked shelves. Sen ignored Billy so he could finish his job. Billy didn't like being ignored. He knocked over the glass jars of baby food below Sen, letting them smash onto the floor. Pieces of glass and goop flew everywhere. "You better clean that crap up, Sen. Someone can slip and fall. I can't believe Emma loves a loser like you." Sen was at the end of his patience. Not only would he have to clean it up, but the store owner would probably fire him for this. Whenever times got tougher than usual for Sen, the only true peace he found was going to the hill overlooking the city. Sen always looked up to the skies when he missed his father. That night, as he sat under the stars and looked at the vast sky, wondering where his father might be, he let out all of his frustrations. "How much longer do I have to wait?" Sen shouted. "Everyone makes fun of me. I'm about to lose my girlfriend. You used to tell me to be brave and reach for the stars. Grandpa went to Titan. You went to Titan. Mom won't even let me think about going to Titan. Other parents give their children money and resources, but not you. Just some secret that Mom won't tell me. I needed you to be here for me, and you just disappeared." Rain started to fall. Sen didn't know if this was a sign from his father, but he suddenly felt guilty. "I'm sorry, Dad. I miss you just as much as the day you left. I'm not as strong as you were. Help me figure this out. I'm worrying if I can keep this up any longer." The next day, the usual group of bullies found him. Brendan, Billy, Rose, and a few others. Rose hated Sen because Emma was her friend, and she felt Emma could do a lot better. "Hey Sen, you trash," Billy mocked him. "Want to earn a quick buck by arm wrestling? I'll pay a full $1 if you beat me." "Stop it, you guys. That's so rude," said Rose, faking pity. "Sen, don't listen to them. I do want to talk to you though, seriously." Sen knew she was probably about to make fun of him, but he didn't know what else to do. "Sure, go ahead. We all know that you have no future and no prospects. You don't have any money or training or special connections," she began earnestly. "So why don't you volunteer for my father's department? I can get you a job in the cleaning crew at the teleportation center." "But why are you offering me a job?" Sen asked. "I thought you guys hated me? The boys mess with everyone, and you're super smart. I'm sure if you had money to go with that brain, you'd do great." Sen was suspicious of her motives, and he knew that she definitely had an ulterior motive. But the thought of finally gaining access to the teleportation center was too tempting to pass up. "Okay," he agreed. He hoped to find some information about his dad and planet Titan at the center. Rose smiled. "Awesome, but there is one condition. You need to break up with Emma." "What? Why?" "Because Emma deserves to be with someone like Billy, who comes from a rich family and will travel to Titan, not a waste like you." Sen was shocked and deeply hurt. "Keep your offer, Rose. I love Emma, and you can't buy me." He stormed off. Rose was upset that he rejected her offer. When Billy asked why she offered him a spot in the first place, she replied, "Oh, I was never gonna give him the job anyway. I just wanted to have some fun watching him try before he got rejected. But how dare he reject me? I'll show him." When Sen came home to his house that night, he noticed his front door was open. A man in a suit stood inside, holding some papers, while his mother sat on a chair with her face buried in her hands. "Who are you?" Sen angrily said. "Who I am doesn't matter," the man answered briskly. "What matters is that your father took a huge loan from us and we're here to collect it. If you don't pay us the money, we will forcefully take over this house and recover our money through it." Sen's anger was replaced by fear. "How much is it?" "4 million. I'll pay it back, I promise," Sen pleaded. "Your promises are meaningless," the man barked. "Grab him, boys." Several young men, who were clearly hired muscle, entered, grabbed Sen's arms and pinned him against the wall. He screamed and thrashed as they searched his apartment and found the little bit of money he'd managed to save. His mother tried to stop them, but she was too frail to do anything. "Saving for a rainy day, eh? We'll take that," the man in the suit chuckled. "This hardly covers anything, boy, but it's a start." "No, please! I've been saving that money for my mother's treatment," Sen begged. "Well, now it's a treat for us," the man laughed. "You're gonna lose this house, boy. Be smart and sell it now." "I grew up here," Sen said. "Get out by tomorrow or you'll die here," the man shot back as he and the men marched out. Without any money, how was Sen supposed to get medicines or treatment for his mother? How was he supposed to save his relationship with Emma? Sen was reaching his breaking point. Rose was delighted to hear that Sen's savings were confiscated, and she hoped that Emma would break up with him soon. The next day, she crossed paths with Sen on purpose. "Sen, aren't you going to say hi?" she asked, teasing him. "You have such a huge loan to pay, and Emma's birthday is coming up. What are you gonna do?" "All thanks to you," Sen countered. "Look, those men were just doing their job. If you leave your girlfriend, my offer for a job at the teleportation center is still open. You won't have to be a broke-ass nobody anymore, and no one will bother you for the loan." "What do you think?" answered. Rose turned red with anger and embarrassment. But before Rose could tear into Sen for rejecting her, Emma joined them. "What's going on, guys?" "I was just talking to your boyfriend here," Rose replied. "What do you see in this dirtbag?" "Don't talk about him like that, Rose," Emma snapped. "Don't act like you care about him, Emma. How long are you going to be a sugar mommy for this vagrant?" Rose hissed. "Just because your father is powerful doesn't mean that you get to treat people like they're nothing," Emma shot back. "Oh, honey, Sen is nothing. He has no money, no future, and soon he won't have a home either. Ask him, he doesn't have a penny to his name. So enjoy dating a loser." Rose stormed off. Emma didn't say anything as Sen walked her home from class. Sen could tell there was a lot on her mind, and wanted to give her some space. When they arrived at Emma's door, she said, "I don't think you should come in." "Why not?" "We need to break up, Sen," she informed him. "I'm not happy anymore, and I'm tired of everyone making fun of me for dating you." Sen was shocked. "Since when did you care about what other people think?" "It's not just that, Sen." Emma avoided eye contact with him. "You're not rich. You're not even planning to go to Titan and do something about it. This is so not the life that I had imagined with my boyfriend." Sen felt his heart sink. He knew this conversation was going to happen someday, but he hadn't prepared for it today. "I just need a little more time, Emma. My life is going to change." "Haven't I been patient with you?" Emma demanded. "How long do you expect me to wait around for you to get your shit together? I don't want to spend my life with a loser. I deserve better." Emma turned into her room and shut the door right in Sen's face. Sen took the long walk back home alone, wondering if he had the patience to keep the promise he had given to his mother. How was he going to continue when all the odds were against him? The next day, Sen woke up only to be rudely greeted by men who had come to take over the house and throw Sen out. While Sen still didn't know if these were the loan recovery men or his own uncle's men who had taken over the house, Sen knew that he had lost everything. His girlfriend, his father's house, his respect, and his self-confidence. He wanted to scream and cry, but he controlled his emotions and tried to support his mother. "Mom, don't worry, okay? I will resolve this." Having said this, Sen grabbed some essentials and walked his mom to the local shelter. Despite all of his frustrations, Sen had always planned to keep the promise he had given to his mother. But this time, his situation, Emma's hurtful words, and the insults from the likes of Rose and Billy pushed him to do the unexpected. Sen walked straight to the teleportation center. "I promised my mother that I would never go to planet Titan, but today I will either go to Titan or die trying." Sen said to himself as he walked. Just then, he got an automated message. Sen H, VIP access to Titan Teleportation Center enabled. Biometric fingerprint authentication required. Sen read the message. VIP access to me? Sen thought and started running towards the center. Sen entered the massive gates outside the teleportation platform. A female officer guarding the entrance saw Sen in his shabby attire and didn't know why he was there. Judging from his appearance, he wasn't their usual type of user. "Sir, can I help you?" she asked with a polite but forced smile. "I need to teleport to Titan," Sen answered. "You need an access card to go through, so it's going to be a no for you." The officer made a face at Sen and turned to talk to a colleague. When she turned, there was no one standing where Sen had been. "Oh, where's he gone?" Just as she was about to get back to work, she caught a glimpse of someone out of the corner of her eye. "There's the brat!" Sen had already reached the portal. "Stop! Don't move!" But Sen had 05. The officer's jaw dropped. 0105? How is this possible? That account hasn't been in use in years. The teleportation had begun. Sen's body ripped through a swirling wormhole, accelerating from 0 to light speed in less than a second. Sen looked around and realized he was on planet Titan. The lush green grass looked exactly how it looked in the pictures he had seen. He clutched his dagger tight. All Sen could think about was his mother and the promise she had asked him to make. Sen had understood now what she meant. Titan was a dangerous place. Just then, someone tapped his shoulder. Sen whirled around to find an old man, his clothes tattered, wearing an old holy cloak. "Who are you? What do you want?" Sen dropped the dagger and tripped back over his backpack. The old man reached out his hand and helped him to his feet. "Now, Sen, is that any way to treat your dad's old friend?" "You are my dad's friend? Will you take me to him?" Sen asked. "I have something that is yours. Follow me." The old man took him to a cave. "Did your mom not tell you how dangerous it is for you to come here?" he asked. "She made me promise not to come here," Sen mumbled. "But it's in your blood. You had to come here," he mentioned. "Where's Dad?" Sen asked. "There's a dangerous family that steals beast souls, weapons, and powers. Your father went up against them and destroyed most of them, but he never came back." "Did they kill him?" Sen asked. "I'm afraid so, lad. But he didn't leave you with nothing." The old man stood and shuffled to a dark corner of the cave. He returned soon, dragging a chest behind him. "This belonged to your father. He left it in my care, to be given to you when the time was right." With trembling hands, Sen opened the chest. Inside, nestled on a bed of soft cloth, was a gleaming golden beetle. "The sacred golden beetle," Edwin whispered reverently. "One of the rarest creatures on all of Titan. It holds incredible power, boy." Sen carefully lifted the beetle, marveling at its metallic sheen. As if guided by instinct, he opened the shell and consumed the beetle's body. Instantly, visions flooded his mind. He saw his father, young and strong, battling fearsome beasts. His father poured every bit of power he had to spare into that beetle, saving it for Sen. When the visions faded, Sen gasped, feeling strength coursing through his body. His muscles swelled, his senses sharpened. "What's happening to me?" he asked, looking at his transformed physique in awe. Edwin smiled. "The beetle's power is awakening within you, lad. But that's not all." The old man pointed to a small crystal nestled in the chest. "Go on, take it." As Sen's fingers closed around the crystal, golden light engulfed him. When it faded, he found himself clad in gleaming armor, intricate designs etched across its surface. "Your father's legendary armor," Edwin explained. "It responds to your touch alone." Sen released the crystal, and the armor vanished. He stared at his hands in disbelief. I have power." Edwin nodded, his eyes twinkled. "Indeed you do, lad, and you're going to need every bit of it." "Why?" Sen asked, a mix of excitement and trepidation in his voice. The old man's expression grew serious. "Because the same forces that killed your father used to love you. And now that you've come into power, they'll be coming for you too." Sen stood tall, determination filling him. "Then I'll be back. Finish what my father started." Saying his goodbyes, Sen stood alone to shelter. make it so easy. We took your dad, your girlfriend, and now you're... And Billy suddenly stopped talking as a sword went in through his back and came out through his heart. As the man holding Sen cried, Sen took the chance. Only a second Sen remained flying. And then did Sen take a moment to think of his killer. But he was truly the last person Sen expected to see on Titan or anywhere. How was Sen's dad still alive? The father and son finished their enemies and went back to Sen's mom.
To know what happens next, listen to Super Gene only on the Pocket FM app.